Так, ну что, всех приветствую. Так, мы продолжаем другой мир. Так. Ага, мы у этого, у министра теперь. Министр теперь, говорю. Вчера у министра были на прошлой серии. Так, сейчас я проверю со звуком. А то уже были. Все, звук работает отлично. Так, доступны очки. Мы очки не тратим, потому что у нас вот вчера была ситуация, то, что нам нужно было украсть карточку входа, пропуск. Но так как у нас было 57 очков прокачки, благо мы их не потратили, да? Мы вкачали, чтобы нам за 1 секунду можно было из кармана украсть этот пропуск. А так уходило 5 секунд, и за 5 секунд нас, даже когда было 3 секунды, мы вкачивали, да, очки. Не то, что за 5 секунд, за 3 секунды нас полили. Либо пришлось запугивать, либо врать, либо откупаться от очевидцев. Так что как-то так. Так, подожди. Это дневники у нас. Дневники. Основной у нас министр... Ага. Так, вспоминаем. Министр Кларк ничего не знает. Диметилсульфоксиде. Он объяснил, что председатель Реквелл держит его под домашним арестом. Так, давай поручение выполним. А нам в любом случае туда идти. Так, убеждение. Ты не против, если я тут передохну? Жутко стоит таскать с собой такую кучу битов.
Sure. Let me just take that off your hands. Did I say restricted area? Slip of the tongue. What I meant was, welcome to the Acropolis District.
Нифига себе, 3 с лишним заплатить. Три с лишним заплатить охране, чтобы тебя пропустить.
My entire life felt more out of place than I do at this moment.
Welcome to the official headquarters of the Altyn Holdings Corporation Board. Today's greeting is brought to you by Altyn.
Ага, фармацевтика здесь, да? Ну ладно. Как нам туда пройти? Заплатить заплатили. А как пройти, не объяснили. Ну, это все.
Today's greeting is brought to you by Anticleo, a subsidiary of Colway Pharmaceuticals.
Ты обезьяна. Как мне пройти теперь туда? Да. Да что так, что так. А по-другому никак не пройдешь, да?
So what if all those MSI suits made it on Monarch this whole
So what if all those MSIs completed on monarchical? Please step away. This entry is for high priority HHC business only. Huh. I didn't realize we were still using those iridescent stickers. But this looks right. I'll just need you to register your weapons with a revised request to carry 32B form. Each weapon will need a separate form. Now, let's see. Damn it. When did I run out of forms?
Так, секунду, черт, когда это бланк... Так.
I was going to suggest that myself.
Ну, ништяк.
You don't have time to wait on new forms, and I can't afford the citations for impeding HAC business. So I'm going to save us both some trouble and waive your forms. Just know there are a bunch of guards upstairs, and they're all high on dervish mist and low on patience. So try anything funny, and they'll paint the walls with their guts.
Да все, я понял. Не надо мне кошмарить. Кишки он выпустит там. Угу. Часовой корпорации.
Apologies for the wait. I was arranging my stationery. Personal assistant to Adjutant Akande and Chairman Rockwell. I'm also responsible for organizing the adjutant's stationery, which is more of a hobby. Ah. Oh, you were being serious. I'm obliged to inform you that Chairman Rockwell is unavailable for an indeterminate duration. Will there be anything else?
Так. Подождем. Так. Так, далекая земля. А куда? Ага, тоже там же, да?
Excuse me, just a moment. Is there something I can do for you? I beg your pardon, Minister Clark's former office is currently closed to solicitors. What? Oh dear. Thank you for reminding me. I can't stand the thought of someone else's hands touching my custom letterheads.
One person gets all this space just to sign papers?
Good afternoon. I'm Chairman Rockwell, and I'm here to address a serious issue facing us. As you all know, our colony has been successful beyond our wildest dreams. Unfortunately, we've recently discovered that our food supply will not be able to sustain Halcyon's population in the long term. Everyone will die. Everyone will slowly stop living from malnutrition. But we're doing it together, and that's what matters. I fucking swear, if someone doesn't give me something to read that will placate the masses soon, all of you will find yourselves violently unemployed. But I can assure you there's nothing to fear. We've got a solution. It's called the Lifetime Employment Program. We will freeze most of the colony to preserve resources, while the best and brightest of Byzantium continue living in prosperity. Look, you idiots! How many times do I have to tell you we can't say shit like that? Fire whoever wrote this! While Halcyon's brightest minds solve the problem of our nutritional shortage, the rest of the colony will be placed in suspended animation. Individuals will be revived on a rotating basis, so that every Halcynite can be part of the important work of saving our colony. By testing paperweights. Sorry, couldn't resist. Let's go again. And someday, in the not-too-distant future when we've solved this crisis, we'll all be back together again working for the good of Halcyon. Until then, the board shall provide for the deserving just as it always has. So, obey your supervisors, take your vitamins, follow your corporate-mandated grooming rituals, and rest assured with the board on your side, there is nothing to worry about.
That was all a story, wasn't it? It's not real.
Так, подожди, а вот, стой, что ты говоришь?
Up a creek. I thought it was just Monarch.
Ну да, вся колония по уши в дерьме. Давай пошаримся, может. Что-нибудь еще есть? Ладно уж, брать чужое не будем. Ну все, задачу выполнили. Что-то это прям легко было. Подкупил, случайную дверь открыл и вышел. Ой, зарядку надо делать.
I think I'm gonna start taking my lunches out in the city. That woman from downstairs is still in the cafeteria.
Блин. Запретные зоны.
Not so fast. The Ministry of Accuracy and Morale is off limits to everyone without X-36 level clearance. Basically, if you don't work here, or for Chairman Rockwell himself, you're not getting in. I don't know how you got that, but I still don't know you, and I don't have any new clearances on the list.
Mm-hmm. Проще запугивание прокачать. А у меня нечем прокачивать. А навыки я сбросить не могу, да? Способности я не могу сбросить. Что делать? Ну, чисто ради прикола. Так. Понятно. Сдохли все, да? Ну, это отношения с фракцией есть против. Это типа смысла нету.
Sorry, I shouldn't talk.
Sorry, I shouldn't talk. Don't let the guards hear you. Don't let the guards hear you asking questions or peeking in the back.
So what if all those MSI suits made it? Move along.
Может, какой-нибудь другой проход есть? Ребятишки, кто поможет?
That's right, you weren't here when it happened. Some UDL officer.
If you see any sprats... Sorry, I shouldn't talk. Not without signing a waiver.
Ну, костюм же никак не влияет, правильно? Я не знаю, что делать.
If you see any sprats loose up here, definitely don't touch them.
Тот говнюк меня не пропускает.
Like I said. And you're still not...
Сука ты. Есть что-нибудь такое невидимое? Так у меня все равно не хватит. Пойдем, какое-нибудь задание повыполняем. Я что-то не хочу с фракцией воевать. Давай вот такие вот задания повыполняем.
Captain, Felix and the Vicar are... We are now in orbit above Edgewater, Captain.
Thank the law. I've been requisitioning backup from... You ever swung a truncheon? Let me see your rifling stance. I want to make sure you're up to snuff. The war! The coming apocalypse! Man versus... I'm talking about mechanical soldier. Just my luck. I ask for backup and the boss sends me one of them simple folk. Auto-mechanicals. Creatures forged in the fire. When the swarms of mechanicals come clanging on over that hill, I told Silas I'd pay my dues if he agreed to join the resistance. Guess this means he's finally heard the calling. Mechanical repellent! A stroke of inspiration from the law itself. Here, I've been saving...
Так, ладно, ладно, не надо. Что за вопрос там?
You ever seen the way a mechanical just stands there? Just looking at you? Mechanicals have been programmed to eliminate the human... First they will rob us of our jobs. And once...
Так, у него собрали, да? Теперь дальше идем. Я надеюсь, уровень вкачаем до 70 хватит у нас. Я прям очень на это надеюсь.
Foreman Granger, mind those words don't come out of your mouth unless... Shit. Silas still on about that. Here, take the... Because they're not my fees and not my gravesite. Guy I worked with... I could do without the sarcasm. Wasn't act... Law requires delinquent gravesite fees to be paid by the deceased. Shame, though. Eugene... Woke up one morning and put a round through his upper story. Can't imagine why. The kid was doing all... Just between the two of us. I'm pretty shocked his weapon didn't misfire. Spacers... Not half as awful as the bill Eugene left. Suicide's a crime. The legal term is irreparable damage to company property. What Eugene did... I'm plenty serious. In fact, I'm a little upset Eugene didn't think things through. In other words, Edgewater would have been penalized pretty hard. Whatever Eugene was worth as an asset... Well, excuse you. I'll have you know, Eugene was an asset to us all. All I know is Silas asked me for Eugene's gravesite fees, which means he was approved for burial, which means his papers went through, which means the town's in the clear. I'm just glad to put this whole ugly affair behind me. Eugene can rest his bones in peace.
Понятно.
Yes, Mr. Thompson. What? Whoa, well, you tell Mr. Thompson I'll be right at my post. Tomorrow. Bright and early tomorrow. Because I'm definitely not plagued. And what are you doing here? Visiting? Well, let me give you the grand... What? No. I mean, Silas knows, doesn't he? That's why he sent you. That's why he wants me to... Sounds like he's already told you. You may as well hear it from me. I'm dying. I'm not long for this world. The date of my expiration is...
Don't say that, Mr. Abernathy. You still got a couple decades in you.
I'd steer clear, Ms. Holcomb. My it's plague. Has to be. Silas knows. He knows I got one. You are? Oh. I'll pay your fees. I don't want any trouble from Silas. But if you could see a way to freelancing for me,
Да,
I could
ну-ка.
really use the help.
Что за работа?
There's a cache of anthracillin tucked away in the old community center. Powerful stuff. Stronger than what we got, anyway. I need you to break in, nab that medicine, and bring it back to me.
А может, просто не перенесем, а основную задачу выполним?
You oblige me with your haste. I think I feel the plague spreading. Just keep your head down when you're in there. Marauders have taken over. I know that. Reed would have wrote me up. Constable would have locked me up and wrote me up. Could have gone to see the good Vic.
Подожди. Опять в этом центре, что ли, там достать лекарства? Что-то я немного не догнал.
I can't possibly cut any... Ah, gravesite fees. Silas and I had talked about this at length. I thought I'd made it clear my pecuniary situation. As broke as pie crust, friend. Bidless, indigent, destitute. I simply cannot afford it. I am a blemish on the prosperity of our fair settlement. When I expire, I expect Silas to toss my body into a ditch. With what? My own blood? Tell Silas I can't afford to pay, and that I fully... Some time ago, I fell ill with the plague. By the grace of the law. Frankly, I don't imagine I'll earn that right a second time. The barber work hasn't been profitable. Not a bad idea. But I'd need some kind of collateral. Your idea intrigues me, but I'm afraid I don't have anything to give Silas. Much obliged.
Так. Ага. Ну, пойдем договариваться с этим. С гробовщиком, с могильщиком.
Don't see the sense in all this fussing over the power. Cannery shutting down just means I'll have more bodies to bury. You run into any trouble? Conrad's barbershop is a yawning pit that swallows his every bit. I keep telling him he should cut a few corners. Skimp out on the disinfectant. You gotta put the squeeze on Conrad. Find some dirt on him. Maybe check his back room. That's the word, extortion. Been on the tip of my tongue all day.
И, блядь, собака. Подожди, а старику? Старику. Лекарство добудем. Пацаны. Что-то ключ-карту какую-то закодировали. Там какая-то Приблуда наконец-то пригодилась. Собирали. Это нам не интересно. От диорамы. Что такое? Что-то уже скоро откроется. Вот. Обходной ключ. Первый раз, вот сколько часов играю, первый раз она пригодилась. Ну, тут два варианта у меня. Вот как. Первый это... Мне опыт надо прокачивать. Во-вторых, все равно проходить побочки, это все равно же интересно. Купить. — 67. А у меня 67 же уже. Одноручная у девчонок. Да, нормально. Тоже нормально. Одноручное оружие у них. Пистолет нравится. А подожди, нам на выход, да? Ну все, нам на выход же. Чем мы тут ходим? Угу. Подожди. Второй этаж. Легких боеприпасов у меня просто тьма уже. Сейчас попробуем это. Никогда не принимал. Что-то там скорость передвижения быстро. 15 секунд. Что там за капсула такая, скорость передвижения? Это вообще выкинуть надо. Вот. Я не знаю, как пользоваться ими. И где она отображается?
Hey, I need to talk to you.
Вообще непонятно, где отображается.
Just as I was on the mend, the cannery had to go. Let's see it. Don't keep us waiting. Sweet life-giving nostrum. The first hit's always the best. Scratched together all the bits I had around the domicile. It ain't as much as you deserve, but it's all I got. You'd really sprat me out? For what? A couple of extra bits? Here, take it then.
Да. Да. 10. Блин, не хватает, прикинь. Еще 6 надо. Да. Блин, а у меня этого не хватит. У меня денег не хватит.
What can I do for you? Go ahead. Edgewater has been good to me. I am never wanting for work. The plague's come at us with a vengeance this year. Lost 6 workers. I wouldn't call them good workers, mind you. If they were any good, they'd... Fever, chills, fatigue, aching. Company policy, friend. We don't have enough medicine to treat. We're a sensible people. Edgewater has been good. As the good vicar says, work fortified. The I would... Cup... Mr. Thompson's brainchild.
Как к нему в подсобку-то подобраться? Я вообще даже понятия не имею. Чего поискать? А как я могу на него повлиять-то? Я вообще даже понятия не имею.
What can I do for you? Oh? Am I in the company of a fellow doctor? I am a Spacer's Choice certified surgeon, and if you must know, I can stitch a severed thumb. You know about Eugene? How? Then, you know Phyllis suggested selling off Eugene's gold teeth. I didn't approve of the idea then, and I don't approve of it now. Eugene's golden teeth were a family heirloom, representing 3 generations of poor dental hygiene. He took them to his grave. That's unthinkable. Eugene's body and all rare earth men. I can't ask Silas to dig up a man's body and pry a few teeth.
Are you asking rhetorically? Because if you're being serious... Ugh, gross.
Desperate measures, Miss Holcomb. Desperate measures. I'm going to have to ask Silas to dig up those teeth. I'm sure that I have no other Here you are. Gravesite papers affixed with my signature. Eugene was not a suicide. He put a bullet in his brain. I was the one who prepared Eugene's body for interment. I discovered symptoms of the plague on his corpse, and I discovered medicine in his pocket. Lots of medicine. Eugene overdosed on adrenatime, which is known to cause psychosis and paranoia as possible side effects. The paranoia drove him to take his own. It's a miracle of bureaucracy. If Eugene's death were filed as a suicide, we can all thank our lucky stars that young Eugene was hopped up on medication and I included it all in my official report. I'd like to think I saved Edgewater a great...
Так, значит, Юджин, так, чё он? Я так и не понял. Сам оплатят? Или мне пойти копать эти зубы, блядь? Стоп. Сейчас с этим добью тогда.
Something You run into any trouble? Reliable work from a freelancer. That's gonna take some getting used to. And I'll buy you a drink sometime. Oh, suppose you've earned it. One good turn deserves another. Abernathy was sick? With the plague? That's disgusting. I shook hands with the guy. What? No. If I knew he was sick, I would have had him reported. I needed his fees because of his name. A, for Abernathy. He was at the top of my list, you see? Yeah? Former people, yeah. Marauder's been raiding my graves, you see? Hence the armed guards. Oh no. They are after the most precious loot of all. Spacer's Choice Company property. If those marauders swipe any more bodies out of my cemetery, company's gonna dock my pay.
Так, ладно. Так, а там что у нас? Нет, нам туда не надо. Нам сюда надо. А, это торговые автоматы, ёптать. А я что-то отдуплить не могу. Что это такое? Торговый автомат, оказывается.
Please, would you kindly inform the crew that long chats with Ada are not required. We've arrived at the groundbreaker.
Can we talk?
А сколько у меня уже прокачано? О, не осилим. Мне столько побочных заданий не хватит, чтобы прокачать. — 263, а тут 280. Это что такое? Тактический дробовик. Что-то эта снайперская винтовка привлекает. Куплю-ка я его. Почему? Ладно. Потом проверим.
I know she's in there, Mfuru.
If you're hungry, you've come to the right place. They're terror fried. Fresh from the grinder.
Подожди, мужик. А, не к ней. Я почему-то думал к ней. Поварихи.
Welcome to Sublight Salvage and Shipping, a legitimate business for legitimate consumers. You the one flying the unreliable? Sure you are. Miss Lily has been expecting you. I'll unlock the door. Sure am. A few years back, they got me started on simple acquisitions. These days, I stick to HQ and...
So you're the new captain in town. I was hoping you'd make your way to my office. Says Lilia Hagen, CEO and Executive Director of Aggressive Operations. A little advice. Before you start telling lies, get a feel for who you're talking to. It's nice to see the Unreliable again. Useful ship. Hawthorne was my... I didn't ask. I have a salvage job for someone light on corporate ties with a reliable...
It's never straightforward with you sublight folk.
If you have a nav key to Stellar Bay, the job's yours. First, an embargo that's been active ever since the board pulled its forces off-world. Few regulations. One of my guys in Stellar Bay has a lead on some high-grade salvage, but we arranged a drop at the Saltuna warehouse's loading dock. Find whatever he left there and take it to Fallbrook. My gal Catherine. A few of my contractors run flights in there and out to keep the community lubricated with a steady supply of booze and unconventional erotica. Byzantium kids with more... One of my guys filmed a Raptidon grinding on an automech. Didn't end well for anyone. When the board pulled out of Monarch, they buried or sealed any... Apparently, one of Catherine's teams uncovered an abandoned lab with full tanks of Alta Vitae gas. It's exactly 1 million bits per cubic meter. Before you get too excited, the only thing rare... Dangerous stuff. Acid for the nucleon in your cell. Now, get going. Catherine will... One last thing. When you're on the job, you'll do fine.
I ain't worried if you aren't, Captain. Honest.
Вот смотри, сколько опыта понадавали, да? А там деление-то даже 1/4 нет.
C&P near maple syrup. I'm not going anywhere.
Why was I built to feel ennui? We are now in orbit above Byzantium, Captain.
Да нет. сюда обратно приплыли, блядь. Блин, мы же не то задание выбрали. Ёптать, блядь. Почему она автоматом сюда отправляет? Я невнимательный, не посмотрел. Блядь. Я думал, она сюда тоже меня отправляет. Тогда вообще тупик был бы. Просто всю фракцию выкашивать пришлось бы.
We're now in orbit above Stellar Bay, Captain.
Какой-то газ найти нам надо. Чё за газ, хер поймешь.
Velma seem out of sorts to you? It's always cranky.
Это как тебе пройти-то?
Hey, Velma, I got your caffeinoid pills.
You are a lifesaver. Oh, Abigail.
А тут что? Руины какие-то. Как-то любопытно, блядь, что там находится.
What are the chances of all the times and places we could have been born?
Yes. Knock, knock.
Said you docked 3 days ago?
Give or take.
Catherine's great, ain't she? She'll pull me out of the cell.
Come for vice or virtue? Because we only sell one here. Good of you to finally haul your ass over here. I wired for backup weeks ago. Got something that's gonna require special extraction from Cascadia. All right. One of my runners uncovered a cache of Alta Vitae gas. To extract the gas, you'll need to siphon it from the lab in Cascadia. Do I look like one of them egghead science types? All I know is that... But it's a controlled commodity, available only to the board. Meaning safe for me and my crew. Seeing as it ain't us... Hold your thrusters. I ain't... To get to the gas, you'll need to navigate through the town. The lab itself has become an infested nest, crawling with mantis.
And will again. We ought to be taking any opportunity we get to...
Direct and aggressive. I always did like your sensibilities. You know when to strike.
Crews are for ships.
Close enough. Now, after you clear the manti nest and reach the store, the task will require someone with technical skills. Or you could force it through with a plasma overload.
Load vapors into a liquid propellant tank? I think I know how to do that.
Dandy. Did I mention the gases of an Once you've got our goods, take them to the groundbreaker. Look, I've marked the coordinates for you to the lab in Cascadia. But before you make your run, I could use a heavy helping hand regarding a local issue.
Блять, давай.
Good. This particular... There's a Borst factory on up the way, run by a man who calls himself the King. Clive Lundberg. That aside, it's a business ripe for the plucking. I want it. Clear as that.
Так, у меня такое чувство.
Stars, I hope so. Clive Lundberg, the self-proclaimed Borst King of Monarch, is swimming in profit and drowning in his ego. He's making the only meal to be had this side of Monarch, and I'm tired of ponying up for my dinner. I want that Borst, and you're the soon-to-be handsomely... Kill him, run him out. I don't rightly care for the details. So long, hit him where it hurts. In his gut or his production. If you got brass knockers, you could shoot your way through the front gate. If you don't fancy getting might be another way in, assuming you're courageous enough to try. Sometimes the simplest solution is the sweetest. Then I'd say you might care to poison the cysty pigs. Doctor, if you find it... It'll be more than good when you've finished. Oh, and if you don't fancy going in guns blazing or crawling through a sewer pipe, see Duncan in the dry goods and sundry building. He ought to have... May luck be with you.
Бля, ёптать. Короче, можно и так, и сяк. Можно так и так, короче. Пройтись. Можно тупо лбом сойтись. Можно переодеться под сотрудника, бросить гаечный ключ. Можно через канализацию пройти. Короче, 3 варианта пути у нас. Ну, помочь этой. Она типа деньги нам заплатит. Ну и плюс к этому еще и опыта прокачаем. Как бы это вообще неплохо. Я думаю, постреляться. Почему нет? Клайв, я уж не помню, кто такой Клайв. А вот они и есть. Вот мы здесь и были. Так что берем. Можно запушить тупо. А они зачем нам нужны-то? Давай запушим.
This factory offers the loveliest aromas. Like if you cook forest over a sulfur pit. I am a... You got it, Captain! Nice work! That's the last of them.
Чем мы ссориться будем? Блин, а где ключ взять?
Sit invested.
Голографический маскировок вчера пытались это сделать. Только безуспешно. Блядь.
Whoa now. And just what do you figure you're doing up here? These are my private quarters, friend. I don't allow...
Untrue. I merely did not expect a visitor in my private chambers. I do own a factory known for specializing in the canning of Borstwurst. On occasion, did you fancy me a cannibal? Perish the thought. No, I don't eat the... So, what can I do for you? My full...
Is he looking at me? Ola. He...
While I approve of your associate's cautious nature, I still... Let us move forward with the present... By sublight, you mean Catherine, do you not? Listen, friend. The Borst King of Monarch does not negotiate with coveters. You desire that I should lower myself to Catherine's level of crassness and filth? The king built this golden monopoly brick by brick from the rubble when the corpse abandoned Monarch. You think to blackmail me? Try it. For true? You figure she will appreciate my skills? They did take... However, I remain unconvinced she could provide the means to make the assault. I do admire a properly ruthless, if it will keep that sublight sow off my back. The king is interested. John Hancock me on the dotted line, friend. I will even... Do not push me. I am not one to suffer insults. Tell Catherine she is permitted to dump the bodies. You ain't a very loyal employee, are you? Still, I reckon it's better that sow than me be led to the slaughterhouse. All right.
Ну все, договорились. Короче, можно атаковать, а потом с боссом договариваться. Так, что у меня тут? А что у меня по опыту? 1/4 вроде есть уже. Но все равно недостаточно нам. Переживаю то, что не хватит. Будет полная жопа. Шляпа, шляпа, шляпа.
How's Clive? Oh, this ought to be... What does he mean to offer in exchange for his no-account life? True enough, I got bodies piling up, drawing attention where they ought not to be. But if I take the factory, I don't need Clive to dispense of my messes. Can appoint someone to handle it myself. Point taken. Good help is hard to come by. Plus, Clive doesn't seem the type to upchuck his Borst during dismemberment. Still, you're asking me to walk away from easy money. So are a lot of things in life. And your point is? All right. Color me convinced. Reckon I owe you a finder's fee. Don't spend it all in one
7000.
place.
Неплохо.
Unless it's here. I'll presume you mean Arthur, the one you sent scurrying back like a sprat with his tail cut off. Reckon I'm happy he's alive. I'd be happier if the marauders who botched my drop were dead.
Так, вот первое задание провалено у нас. Убедиться надо, правильно нет идем на задание. Все правильно. Что за задание там проваленное? А, убить надо. Но это небольшая потеря. Сейчас закрыть нужно, блядь. Тоже закрыть надо. Проникнуть, да? Там мародеры вроде одни. Так. В заброшенной лаборатории Каскаде хранится большое количество газа Альтвита. Вы можете проникнуть в лабораторию с помощью пароля. Ну давай. Че я такой меткий-то? Каждый выстрел дорого обходится. Потом ствол ремонтировать надо. Эх, винтовку снайперскую хотел. Бля, да ну нахуй, не издевайся, блядь. Я прокачивать не буду взлом, блядь. А мы здесь были, да? Что сделал, хер поймешь.
Everyone all right? I'm ready for this. Nice one. Here goes nothing. Here we go. You're good.
Пройдемся вокруг, посмотрим. То есть, то есть. Так, небольшой перерыв. Перерыв. Так, продолжаем. Что у нас тут? Что у нас тут? Где мы? Где мы? Где мы? Нам лифт нужен. А, подожди, мы же... Че я туплю? Мы же дом лутаем. Так, все, второй этаж. Ага, закрыт. Ну все, пошли по заданию. Сейчас, погоди-ка. Да, блин. Да, блин, да, блин. Нифига, у них какое подземное помещение. Че, может, какая-нибудь плюшка продается? Нет. К сожалению, нет. О, подожди-ка. Хлам-то сбагрить надо. Спасибо. О, блядь, напугал.
Proximity alert. Biology human. Protocol kill all plants. Suspended. Present. Attempting to disengage security protocols with priming weapon. Executive level password accepted as identification according to employee ID protocol A-3501. Welcome back, Doctor. Be advised. Mantisaur threat level is petrifying purple berry. Have a productive day.
Спасибо. И тебе железный дровосек. Продуктивного дня. Ёб твою мать. Опять эти мины, блядь. Так, вот я насколько понимаю, если я соглашусь, то одно очко навыков дадут, да? способности, но показатель разума упадет. Откажусь-ка. Ёп, твою мать, блядь.
Here we go. Almost done. Woo!
Неплохо. Что у нас там по состоянию? Ага. Ладно, пока можно еще не чинить.
Let me take a look, see. Okay, I'm thinking if I patch this into our... Just gotta compensate for the pressure difference. We burn liquid reaction mass, not gas, and the cells are distributed all through the hull. Of course I did, Captain. Just gave it a little jiggle. Oh,
I'm impressed. I would have just tried to blow the thing up.
Ну все. Справились. Топ-топ теперь отсюда. Потопали, почапали.
Used to be, you can get the best wine on Monarch here.
Блять, а как выйти-то
I would
отсюда?
like to stay in this place before it was all boarded up. I bet it lit up the night. Here goes nothing.
Folks.
Так. Ну все, нам можно теперь это, тпшнуться. Ага, хотя подожди, нет. А куда он нас заставляет идти? А вот корабль уже стоит. Прикольно. Ништяк. Еще чуть-чуть и все. Надеюсь, мы сможем прокачать уровень. Чтобы потом... Что у нас? Ложь прокачать, да ведь?
If you stop in the engine room, would you ask Parvati to send Sam down to the bridge?
Так, подожди. Так, все починили. Модифицировать. Стой. Так, стой, подожди. 280, но это же лучше будет винтовка-то. Ладно, посмотрим, испытаем. Дальше видно будет. А зачем на первопроходец?
The groundbreaker.
Captain,
Do return it. One piece, Captain.
Ладно. Что-то я, малеха, запутался. Ну все, да. Я же побочное задание выполнял, я и запутался.
That gas is going to make us a fucking mint. 120 some. Take this. You've earned it.
20 тысяч.
When we get buyers lined up, I'm gonna... The goddamn Monarch isn't exactly a walk down the lanes of Byzantium. No one you saw, anyway. Glad to see you've been keeping busy. Catherine doesn't always play nice without... Hey, when you were at the slaughterhouse, those... I knew it. I'm probably getting worked up over nothing. Just try. Attaboy. I have another job line. You're gonna salvage me a space station. Heliospheric Research Station 10. How big we talking? Not like groundbreaker big, right? This opportunity won't come around again, Captain. Here, this override bypass should get you into the station systems where you... And one last thing. When you get there, make sure... I'm being smart. Try it. I'm on the heels of something big. Play your cards right and I'll clue you in, but right... Just be careful.
Ну ладно. Так, подожди. Ледяной дворец.
Back for arrest? Space. We've reached HRS-1084, Captain. It's emitting a very weak docking signal. I almost mislabeled it as normal etheric static.
Nothing but the void here, Captain. I just as soon leave it cold, dark, and derelict.
А, заброшенная станция? Блять, как выйти-то? А. Я думал, стекло здесь. Интересно.
Let's give these little fellas a wide berth, Captain.
Ну чё, погнали, девочки.
Captain, I've been attempting to contact you with urgent news. However, communicational functionality was impaired due to the power outage. A UDL vessel has been tracking our position and just recently docked with the station. They are patching into the station's transmission lines now. I cannot stop.
I've been waiting for this day since we tagged your ship in Cascadia, Captain. So glad we finally have this opportunity. My ship is docked with 1084. There's no escape. You've been poking your nose into restricted locations. This makes my superiors unhappy. I could... I didn't say that. How did you gain access to that system? Stop it at once. Did you hit it yet? What's happening in there? I don't know who you are, but I have nothing to gain by risking my hide against a lunatic. Commander out.
The UDL gunship is undocking from the station. They appear to be departing into space.
Damn. I ought to try talking more and fighting less. Seems like it saves on ammunition. Nah, that ain't no fun.
А где удостоверение в ВСРУ? У меня ж нет удостоверения. Да как мне с ними? На засове. Ой, пипец, короче. Все вкачал в это дерьмище.
Whoa, keep an eye on the floor.
Ну и где эти вот лекарства? Нормально. Ой. Вообще не понимаю, что нужно делать теперь. Ну все, прилипли, блядь. Попробуем проскочить там. Не дает, блядь. Ебать, я туплю, блядь. Наверное, взломать терминал можно. Ой.
Post-sublight will thank us for this. I hope that thanks comes in the form of cash. Chartrand is that scientist, right? From Cascadia?
Crew report. Mioka is drunk. Surprise.
Станция захвачена, да?
The groundbreaker has approved our request. For docking, Captain,
Чуть-чуть
you're
осталось.
free to disembark.
И можно по основному двигаться.
Are you listening to me, Emperor?
Подожди. Не понял. Ты меня не ждешь?
Finally, a base of our own. Soon we'll have... I'll have those dismantled. You can never be too careful when moving into someone else's... Aside from the automated security. I knew it. They've been shadowing us since Monarch. I've been less than honest with you. Your assignments weren't strict. You have an eye for patterns. Good. After the Monarch job, I started connecting the dots. I didn't like the picture. Then what we found, it's... You and I have stumbled onto something big. Something none of us were meant to know. Maybe the worst. Ask yourself why a skeleton crew was studying that Alta Vitae gas in sea. Before we go any further, I want you to keep an open mind. Can you do that for me, Captain? Aliens. I'm talking about aliens. They're the ones responsible for the deaths at 1084, and who knows what else. We have to put a stop to it. Hear me out.
This
Блин.
doesn't feel at all right, Captain.
Right. I'm done. I'm officially tuning you out until such time as I hear the words payment and/or shooting.
The crew is skeptical. That's good. I don't want you walking into the unknown with blindfolds on. I assume you have questions? If we're gonna see this through, I'll need your trust and commit. Conspiracy. One carried out with the help of human collab. This is an invasion of our very cells. That damned gap. No kidding. That's how... When I lined up the evidence in my spreadsheet, there was only one Sharing my findings took a calculated risk. If you were a spy...
Probably nothing to worry about, as long as you don't start growing Dr. Chartrand is the crooked psychopath behind the gas experiments. She sold out her species. I need you to put a bullet through.
You don't even want to know why for?
This keycard will get you through the front door of her Byzantium estate. Don't ask how I got it. You might not like the answer. By now, the other side knows what you're doing. Don't trust anything Chartrand says. She's compromised down to the bone. Maybe even deeper than that.
Десять. Подожди, он... А, нас запугивание надо прокачать. Уже не так интересно. По доп. Заданиям охота ходить.
Some crew members are causing a
Сейчас допросим, посмотрим, что она скажет.
We are now in orbit above Byzantium, Captain.
If we took apart and sold this place, bet we'd get a year of food out of it.
А как к ней пройти? Угу. Ни туда и ни сюда.
That's far enough. What are you doing here? How did you even get inside? Hagen? I've never heard of her. Is she from the board? Damn it. I knew this would happen.
That's a gentlemanly way of putting it, Captain. She's obsessed with aliens.
This is utter nonsense. I've never even been to Groundbreaker. What happened to the team? Tell me you didn't move their suspension tanks. Small consolation. My team, the finest minds of their generation, reduced to salvage. We were trying to prove that the colony could survive the crisis bearing down on us.
What are you doing, Doctor? This information is beyond classified.
You can write me up in your report. It hardly matters. I'm researching a new way to feed the colony. The crops we transplanted from Earth don't give us the nutrients we need. Our colonists might not realize it yet, but they're starving. The food we grow here barely sustains human life. The colony won't last under these conditions. So, the board let me approach the problem from a different angle. I believed that I could adapt humans to live on Halcyon's terms. That I could change us. Give us the ability to derive sustenance from the nutrients the food does have. Not for lack of trying. I wanted to save them all, but I wasn't strong enough. I wouldn't allow us to experiment on convicts or the unemployed. It's wrong, no matter what the law says. Everyone agreed. We accepted the risks. I'm desperate. I've already asked all the best institutes on Earth for help. Years ago, we sent a message out on the Cornelius Vanderbilt, but heard nothing back.
Да. Людей хотели мутировать.
You came to kill me. I assume that's still on the table. Please don't. If I die, there's no one who can reproduce our work. Every sacrifice will have been for nothing. And we'll be no closer to a solution that feeds the colony. The one on the wanted posters? They say he's an anarchist. A madman, a butcher. I'll do it.
Doctor!
What choice do I have, Commander? What kind of scientist would I be if I held to a promise like that? I need to get out of here. Phineas can contact me when he's ready to work together. For now, I'd better pack up the lab and head somewhere discreet.
Not so fast. Captain, what you just learned is beyond your clearance. Hell, it's beyond mine. Give me one reason why I should let you walk out of here alive. That'll do, sucker. Now move along. The doc has a lot of work ahead of her. Tidying up and such.
Опять как выйти-то теперь отсюда? Ну и все. Отправили ее к нашему ученому. Ну, типа, смысл ее убивать, если ученый. О, способности открылись. Так. Так, которая интересно показалась. После каждого моего убийства перезаряжается особая атака у напарника. Бля. Особое умение.
The groundbreaker has approved our request for docking, Captain. You're free to disembark. Captain, I wish to offer my commendations for convincing the UDL's gunship.
Rizzo's knock you out, boss.
Are you listening to me, Emperor?
Is it done? Well, damn. Contractor grew a conscience. As your employer on both, technically I owe you an exit interview. Care to justify your betrayal of our species? You're awfully quick to trust someone who offed her colleagues and called out of my office.
You think maybe she's got an itchy trigger finger? I don't want to find out.
I like her, Captain. Let's go before we...
А, понятно. Короче, этот... Оставил я ее в живых. Получается... по другой ветке мы пошли. Да тоже доверять ей, блядь. Не стоит смысла. А, блин, не туда. Поторопился.
We are now in orbit above Byzantium, Captain.
Вроде запугиванием прокачивать надо. Сейчас должно хватить.
Like I said, X-36 clearance only beyond this point. And you're still not cleared. Like I said. And... What?
Что будет дальше тратить мое время, я закопаю вас в выговорах.
Oh no. You must be from Chairman Rockwell's office. Please, go on through.
Блин. Но впустить он меня впустил. Дальше-то что? Взламывать замки при них?
So what if all those MSI suits made it on Monarch?
Nothing exciting ever happens around here.
Move along. Nothing. Move along.
Вот. Повнимательней надо быть.
Huh? Something.
Here they come!
Calm down. No. I'm pushing target. No, I don't go.
Ну это все опять ГГ, блядь. Блядь, ради чего я старался, чтобы у меня тут... Что мне нужно здесь? Для чего я здесь?
Like I said. Like I said. And you're...
Будем отбирать, что делать? Так, ага. Что обновилось-то? Нельзя использовать в бою. Мы уже не в бою. Бля, нас сейчас там встречать начнут. Так, а что у них тут это? За броня такая. Так. Выйти, блядь. Надеюсь, агриться не будут. Ёбаный рот. Но отношения конкретно испортились. И куда нам топ-топать? Пиздец, они так они все заграны на меня.
What? Saw something. Here they come!
Bring him down!
Help me! Please! I don't want to die!
Go, prisoner!
I don't want to die!
Bring him down!
Anti-Creo's catch-up. Spacer's choice. Anti-Creo's antibiotics. Take comfort in knowing that.
Я просто выхода уже не знаю, как это все реализовать.
Captain, look out! Don't mess with us!
Please, would you kindly inform the crew that long chats with Ada are not required every time the captain leaves the ship? You have a message from Adjutant Sophia Akande.
No one ever looks quite the same in person as they do in my reports. And my reports of you have been exceptionally thorough. You've had quite a career. You have something I want. I'd like to negotiate. Phineas Wells is wanted by the board. I want to convince you to turn him in to us. He has a litany of charges against him. Vandalism, illegal experimentation, sedition. I could go on. Wells is a dangerous madman. His plan is going to endanger everyone. You're in contact with Wells. I want you to send us a tracing signal. Don't worry about pay. Wells was our mistake. We failed. I'm sending you my access code. Contact...
Adjutant Akande's call has been terminated. Will there be anything else, Captain?
Да, интересно.
Phineas's top secret orbital lab.
Развязка идет. Что-то чувствую, короче, это... Не очень это все хорошо.
I've kept myself busy in your absence, optimized my formula. I'm now confident I can revive the remaining colonists. All I need now is the dimethyl sulfox. What? Oh, yes, well, that's obvious. Anyone with 2 working labs can see this colony's slouching toward oblivion. Why do you think we've been doing all this? I revived you to help me save Halcyon from annihilation. Hold on. Let me see if I understand this correctly. You're saying that Halcyon's on the brink of total collapse, and the chairman's plan to save all of us is to save himself? I always knew Halcyon was heading toward a systems collapse, but I never imagined we were already there. The board made this crisis, and now they want to solve it by freezing the rest of us? That's not a plan. That's a goddamn escape clause. That makes 2 things we don't have. Time and chemicals to revive the other settlers. None of this was supposed to happen. I was supposed to revive the Hope's colonists. We were supposed to... Human test subjects. Oh, that's grotesque. That's unthinkable. That's exactly what I'd expect out of the board. Thank you. You've brought me enough chemicals to get started, at least. I'm just sorry they came at the cost of human lives. Those poor people, they must have died in agony. What exactly was the board trying to accomplish? You say the board's trying to freeze their subjects over and over again without inflicting permanent damage? Well, they're nowhere close to solving that problem. I'll tell you this much. The board scientists are hopelessly lost. After years of fruitless experimentation, they've made exactly 0 progress. out of time, we're out of chemicals. We may very well be out of options. If the board has their way, we're all going to be... Do you realize what this means for the Hope? For your fellow colonists? The board's going to kill them all. Short of lining up every member of the board and shooting them in the back of the head. Do you know what's waiting for us on the Hope? Scientists, engineers, artists, the brightest minds Earth ever sent us, uncorrupted by the board. The board's going to dispose of them all and transform the Hope into a prison for the rest of us. They're likely on their way to the Hope as we speak. We need to get to those colonists before the board. I have enough chemicals to start reviving a few of them, but no easy way to get them off the Hope. Merciful gibbering law, you're a genius! We bring the Hope to us. Skip the entire ship across the distance of colony space, right next to my lab. Yes, exactly. You're a step ahead of me, but I perceive the shape of your plan. If we link up the Hope to the Unreliable, then use your navigational computer to calculate a reasonably safe vector, we can skip the entire colony ship into the rings of Terra 2.
I don't know much about skip drives, not the physics anyhow. I do know the Hope's real massive. How's our bitty little ship supposed to skip it?
Excellent question, my sharp-witted mechanic. You will use your own ship to power up the Hope's skip drive. Your navigational computer can handle the rest. You'll need to switch on the Hope's auxiliary power using the Unreliable. Then head to the bridge. Your navigational computer, Ada, should be able to activate the Hope's skip drive. Once you've skipped the Hope next to my lab, I'll have easy access to the frozen colonists. I can start reviving them immediately. I know you're wondering why I'm doing all this. Why I believe the people on the Hope are the answer to the colony's problems. The Hope is carrying some of humanity's most brilliant thinkers. Scientists, engineers, experts in their field. If we work together, we can still find a way to save Halcyon. The board would have us believe Halcyon is beyond saving. I choose to believe otherwise. If there's even the slightest chance we can save Halcyon from oblivion, then we have to take it. You absolutely should. Sarcasm, the last refuge of the witless. The adjutant must have sent you some kind of tracking code. If you don't use the code, she'll suspect you betrayed her. I think you should use the code and send a corrupted tracking signal. That should buy me some time. The board's going to catch up to me sooner or later. This way I'll have time to set up some particularly nasty defenses.
Хитрый
Use
какой.
my communications terminal to corrupt the tracking signal. While the board busies themselves trying to decipher it, I'll have plenty of time to prepare my defenses. Certainly. How can I help? It wouldn't surprise me. When I pulled you out of the Hope, the board nearly intercepted me. I expect they stepped up skip drives were never designed to be used within a system, but I skipped my ship across Halcyon when I rescued you, and that turned out fine, mostly. That is, I ruined my ship and nearly killed myself in the process, but the maneuver was well within acceptable margins of risk. You'll be fine. Unlikely. The Hope is as massive as the Groundbreaker, but compared to the rings of Terra 2, positively minuscule. The board might notice, possibly, depending on the position of their heads relative to the depth of their collective posteriors. Huh.
Подожди-ка. Стой, 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 стой. Отправить искаженный сигнал же, вот. Так, сохранимся. Ну все. На этом закончим. Продолжим в следующий раз. Искаженный сигнал отправили. Чуть не отправили прямой сигнал. Так бы я его предал, получается. Вот. Все дальше интереснее, интереснее. Еще получается у нас что? Что у нас получается? Вот, скакануть к надежде. И все. И там будет понятно, на правильном пути либо нет. Так что ладно, все. Дальнейшее прохождение покажет.